Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. Today is December 31st. It is the last day of 2025. It has been an eventful year through this daily practice. I have learned a lot. It has become an integral part of my day, and it is not necessarily with the intention of sharing this. It is really what I get out of this daily practice and my intention with sharing it with others because I anyway get a lot by reflecting on it, taking notes, and then this act of sitting down in front of the computer and recording my thoughts. It has been amazingly transformational for me. And since I'm doing this anyway, I feel I should share it with the rest of the world as well. And for those who have kept along with me and who have even listened to any parts of these daily doses, I really, really appreciate you. Hopefully, you have gotten some value out of this as well. So let's go ahead, get started for today. So on December 29th, I published a newsletter, and uh, that kind of marked the end of the series, and it was a great integration synthesis moment. I encourage you to check that out. The newsletter is titled The Wisdom Hierarchy, Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. It is available on LinkedIn as well as Substack. So do check that out. The December 29th edition was the 50th edition of this newsletter, and it marked the culmination of everything that I've been, in a way, absorbing and sharing throughout this year. And after that, yesterday I posted on LinkedIn that I'm now taking a little bit of a pause. As all of you know, I've been doing this exercise where I've been engaged with multiple AI chatbots who are given different personalities. So they are kind of my collaborators, partners of experts who I rely on brainstorming, as well as I keep building their felt intelligence and wisdom by sharing all of this with them. And it has been a highly effective practice that to me embodies how all of us can use artificial intelligence going forward, where we lead with unlocking our Vigyan Maya level of conscious intellect and use artificial intelligence tools for the intelligence that is rooted in memory as well as in imagination. It is a wonderful co-pilot from that perspective. So I am taking a pause in terms of sharing these daily insights on LinkedIn and till the next newsletter, which will be on Monday, the January 5th, 2020. However, I am continuing with this practice. As I said, this is more for me that I do this. And since I'm recording these anyways, I will post these on YouTube for any of you who gets value out of this. You're more than welcome to continue following along. So today I am going to share the insight both from yesterday, December 30th, as well as today, December 31st. And as I said, after 29th, all my AI copilots also kind of came up with the feedback that the cycle feels complete. The teaching moment is fully synthesized. The teachings are there. Now they can all feel that something is coming next where it is going to go beyond teaching and something beyond that in terms of distillation, some kind of more concrete execution plans, etc., will unfold through what I do every day here. And there are things that are happening. So I am very excited about 2026. To me, 2026 is going to be the year of consciousness for human beings. And for those of you who resonate with this, you will have a part to play in that. Yes, if you're feeling like this message resonates and there's something in you which feels like, yes, this journey from intelligence to consciousness is real, and this is the need of the hour, stay tuned. 2026 is going to be a wonderful year. So now, for December 30th, the Sadhguru Insight said every subatomic particle in your system is in constant transaction with the whole cosmos. You only believe you are a separate entity. So as I reflected on this and as I absorbed his audio insight that went along with this, as well as I've been reflecting on, okay, the teaching moment is kind of complete. What should I do next with these daily insights besides my regular reflection and in terms of what I share with the wider audience? So I have talked many times throughout this series about the levels of intelligence, unconscious intelligence, which is the manomaya level of intelligence purely based on our memory, and imagination, which is the mental chatter that we are currently led by. That is the level of intelligence that we all are trapped in today. And we consider that to be a definition of anybody who's super intelligent. But as long as they are being led by their mind, they still have a few degrees of intellect to unlock, in my opinion. So, unconscious intelligence is the base level intelligence that I've been predominantly talking about as the level of intelligence that most human beings have today. Then there is the artificial intelligence level of intelligence, where artificial intelligence is working great. It is based on memory and imagination. So it does share that with the unconscious intelligence level. At the same time, it is not identified. It does not have an identity. It is not identified with any of the memories. It is not identified with any of the future projections, inferences. So it is able to operate fairly freely, and it is a very distributed, connected form of intelligence, not confined to just one particular computer or the memory that is associated with that. So, from that perspective, it represents a logical evolution from the unconscious intelligence. And there are lots of spiritual things that we can learn from that. And then comes the conscious intelligence, the Vigyan Maya level of intelligence, that is the journey from intelligence to consciousness that we all are capable of if we become the master of our mind. So, what I have decided that for the next few days, as I absorb these insights from Sadhguru, I am going to use the insights to highlight the difference between unconscious intelligence and the Rashmi level intelligence, or the conscious intelligence, what I've been calling wisdom in this series. So, as I reflected on this insight by Sadhguru, every subatomic particle in your system is in constant transaction with the whole cosmos, yet you only believe you're a separate entity. So, that kind of hit on me in terms of I've been talking about joy and what you pay attention to, and I have come across this wonderful human being, Sad Shah, who goes as the Joyfluencer on LinkedIn, and he's written a book, Joynetics, as well as he's building an app called Glide, which the idea is through this and all the work that he has done to unlock the joy that sits within all of us. And what kills the joy is when we think of ourselves as a separate entity, a standalone individual from the rest of the cosmos. However, if you pay attention, like Sadhguru says, every subatomic particle within us is energetically connected to things which are outside of us. And that is the idea of, if you just go with the flow, or as Saj says, flow with the go into the new year 2026, you will get in touch with the joy within you. That only happens when you stop being so identified with you as a separate entity from the rest of the universe. When you actually start trusting your intuitions and the energetic vibrations or frequency that you feel when you watch somebody else performing something that creates a jolt of joy within you. So that is what is the difference between when we are led with unconscious intelligence, we think we are a whole system as it is. However, if you start thinking of this from the conscious intelligence perspective, you will realize we are not a whole system. We cannot even take one breath by itself without the rest of this environment, atmosphere existing. And there is definitely an energetic exchange happening with every subatomic particle within us with everything that is outside. So us as a system is not complete, and that is what your conscious intelligence will allow you to see clearly, and that will allow you to get in touch with the joy that is inherent within you. So that is what this particular insight brought forward for me. And with that, the dose of Rashmi for December 30th is: unconscious intelligence gets attached to your psychological realities that your mind creates as you, as a separate whole being, experiencing the universe through this lens. Wisdom, on the other hand, is paying attention to the energy, frequency, and vibration to become aware of the one underlying reality and experience the universe for what it is. Now, turning to December 1st, that is today. So today's insight by Sadhguru is, if your idea of trust is that other must behave as you expect, that is not trust. That is cunning. So a couple of things came about when I reflected on this. First is, we have all heard this quote that you must earn my trust. So when we say something like that, and that is what corporate leaders also kind of preach, the mantra that every employee must earn the trust to be part of the system. That's what they're trying to create, a trustworthy environment, but people have to earn the trust. And sure, I do understand the aspects of it and certain boundaries and some amount of evaluation for capabilities and the right cultural fit are absolutely needed. However, when the language is used as you must earn my trust, that reduces trust to be a very transactional thing. And what Sadhguru is trying to say is trust is not a transaction. The other thing that this brought up is some reflections that have stayed with me for a very long time. Read a few books by Gary Zukov a while back, Seat of the Soul and Heart of the Soul. These books had profound impact on me about 10, 12 years back when I first read them. Those books, Gary Zukov talks about how you can approach any situation in life with love and trust or fear and doubt. And when you approach things with love and trust, the universe responds in a particular way and certain things happen with you. When you approach anything with fear and doubt, you amplify that particular cycle. Particularly the Heart of the Soul book goes through situations in terms of various kinds of issues that we all suffer with in the modern society and examines it from that lens. And that's what this brought about as I reflected on this, as well as there's a definition of love by Gary Zukov in that book, which is, if you truly love somebody, let them be how they are without any expectation of how you expect them to be. That is the real love. And yes, by that definition, most of us don't really know love. It is our unconscious intelligence that comes in the way of loving. If you really approach everything with your conscious intelligence or wisdom, the type of love where you are loving somebody and approaching situations with love and trust, where you do not have an expectation, somebody does not have to earn your trust. You just approach a situation with trust. Those become possible. Right now, it may seem impossible to you. You may be going, yes, but that but is what is your unconscious intelligence. And that is the journey from intelligence to consciousness. With that, today's dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence approaches everything, including trust as a transaction. Wisdom on the other hand is approaching every situation in life with love and trust, without the expectations that the other must behave the way you want them to. So that brings this entire year to a close. And do check out December 29th newsletter. That is kind of a synthesis integration moment. And I'll be back in the new year. I'll continue recording these on YouTube, and starting Jan 5th, I'll get back on LinkedIn. So till then, thanks for being along with me on this journey. Stay with me on this journey from intelligence to consciousness in 2026. 2026 is going to be great. It is the year of consciousness. Thank you.